Are you mansplaining the Roman Empire to me? And I said yes. Welcome to Wow If True, the podcast of your wildest beams.
We're your one-stop internet culture shop here to dissect what's going viral, why we care, and how this might affect our real human lives. I'm drinking the horrors, Isabel.
And I'm Amanda, drinking, like, normal coffee? Anyone could be famous on the internet, so why not us?
Okay, so we have to start with this because it's actively melting in front of me. So this is just our opener by default because I can see it just slumping into death in front of me. But so what we're starting with is Dunkin' Donuts has made a drink where they blend at least 2 Munchkins into it. It is called the Dunkin' Ice Spice Munchkins drink. Munchkins with a little registered trademark symbol after it. And
the
I
laws
just
everywhere.
there's a Dunkin' right outside my place, so I had to get one. And okay, we're not doing fucking Munch Squad here. This isn't Mabim Bam, but I did have to buy this. The concept behind this is the rapper Ice Spice apparently likes Munchkins a lot, and also I don't know why Ben Affleck is also here, but Ben Affleck is also in the commercial.
Oh, interesting. I didn't see the commercial. I'm just reading the little description where it's like, this indulgent frozen treat is blended with pieces of pumpkin cake munchkins, reminiscent of the texture of a cookies and cream shake.
Yeah, so we're gonna find out if that's true. I went to go get one this morning, and everyone there was getting regular coffee, and I was like, I very sheepishly walk up to the counter in my Wow If True sweatshirt, and I'm like, can I order the Ice Spice Pumpkin donut drink? Because I didn't have any advertisements or anything for it, so I was like, fuck, is this a psyop? Does this exist? Because it's literally a drink where they blend in multiple donuts. Do you want to hear their list of ingredients that go into this?
I'm with Ice Spice. I like munchkins, but like blending them into a drink. I mean, honestly, it's innovation. They are disrupting the frozen coffee industry.
I don't think they should be doing this.
I just don't know who, like, is getting this.
Me, apparently.
Yeah, well, you have to taste it now before we discourse about it.
Yes, okay, so I will paint you a word picture first because this is an audio medium. When I first got it, it basically looked like a Starbucks. I'm blanking on the word. What's the ones that look like milkshakes? I don't know why I immediately
Frappuccino.
Forgot. Yes, a Starbucks Frappuccino. A lot of whipped cream on it. I'm pro the amount of whipped cream they put on it. It's kind of like, sort of a creamy brown color. Like, the whole thing's kind of a creamy brown color. You can kind of see the individual bits of munchkin in there, which I don't love. It does look kind of chunky. And, like, I don't think chunky is the description you want for your drinks, but we're gonna see how it tastes. All right, drum roll, please. Okay, it's chunky.
Oh.
Oh, this is weird. Hold on.
While you do that, I'm just gonna keep drinking my normal people coffee.
Okay, so first, disgustingly sweet. Like, not in a bad way, just very sweet, in the same way that a Frappuccino is sweet. Or maybe more like a milkshake, or like a Wawa, like cream frappe or whatever is sweet. Tastes like pumpkin spice. Does not taste like coffee at all. Like, if this thing was in, like, 10 feet of a coffee machine, I would actually be surprised. Has kind of a caramel flavor. The interesting thing here is happening with the textures. So with the textures, what you're getting is because of the density of the munchkins and the lack of density of everything else, is that you basically drink everything else before you drink the munchkin bits, the blended munchkin bits. So it's creating an interesting textural experience. Let me put it that way.
That's disappointing, because I don't like when things go to the bottom, and it's like, no, I want it all together. Like, my personal favorite frozen blended treat, this is extremely specific to Philadelphia, is Goldie, which is like an Israeli fast food thing.
It's not like fast food, it's like fancy fast food.
Yeah, like, the person is an Israeli chef. This isn't like an Israeli chain. It's like a Philly chain with like 2 stores. But they make like a tahini shake. I like the Turkish coffee tahini shake, but they put like Turkish Delight, maybe, is that it? Like, on it.
What?
Or isn't Turkish Delight taffy?
No, Turkish Delight is like the jelly shit.
Oh no, that's not what they put on it. They put just like this like crumbly cookie stuff and like a whole hazelnut, and then it just goes to the bottom. And that's my one gripe with my favorite frozen blended beverage.
I'm sorry that this extremely good tahini shake has a hazelnut that sinks to the bottom. Your life must be really hard.
I know. Well, have you had it before?
I have. It's really good. If you're ever in Philly, go to Goldie's. Get the falafel, like get the sandwich, and then get the tahini shake. It is kind of expensive. It's not like fast food. I would say that it's like fast casual.
Yeah, it's like honey grow sweet green level of like fast.
Yeah, like fast casual.
So you're experiencing that same sensation as the munchkins sink to the bottom like stones in a pond.
It's blended munchkin, so it's little bits of munchkin. It's not like a whole munchkin, right? Or it's not even like a. It's. I'm just trying to emphasize to the listener here. It's more like there's like sand in here.
Oh no!
Or like as if you had like blended up a piece of bread or something. It's not bad. It's just weird. It is objectively worse than just eating a munchkin.
Yeah, I wonder if anyone's going there and being like, can I get the Ice Spice Munchkins drink with the munchkins on the side? I'm reading a book right now that is about high schoolers in the early 2000s, and they do have truly heinous Starbucks orders, and I'm very happy with the author for including that bit of high schoolers just having truly heinous Starbucks orders.
Yeah, that's in character. I would say that the target demographic of the Ice Spice Munchkins drink is influencers on TikTok, podcasters, and 14-year-olds. Don't buy this. Buy something else.
Are you gonna drink the whole thing?
No, it's really gross. It's also got like an absurd amount of sugar, and I cannot be having that in my life.
Yeah, that's the thing about adulthood is there are a lot of times when I'm like, I will make food choices and I'm like, guys, this isn't dieting. This is like me being an adult with like a bad digestive system. Like, I can only drink Gatorade Zero. If I drink normal Gatorade, it's just so sugary and it like makes me feel sick. Flashback to me approximately 7 days ago at the Moynihan train hall in Penn Station buying a Gatorade Zero and a bottle of Advil.
God, that is the most like late 20s purchase you could have made.
Yeah, went to Arctic Monkeys in New York. Pretty lit. Arctic Monkeys would never make such a deranged drink. I feel like their drink would just be like a small hot black coffee.
Wait, I like this. Let's talk about what bands would make what drinks. Okay, I could see Arctic Monkeys being small black coffee. I think Panic at the Disco started with like a good drink, but then they sold the recipe to Starbucks or something, and then you know what I mean? Like, it got worse and it got more commercial.
The MCR drink would be like a raspberry frappuccino.
This is not true. The MCR drink is like, it's like a dark chocolate cherry thing.
Okay. A dark chocolate cherry frappuccino?
I don't know if they're a frappuccino. Well, I feel like they might be. I don't think it's a frappuccino.
I think it's like a latte.
A latte that looks like it's bleeding down the sides. With
my
like
God.
cherry drizzle or something. And it's too extra, and it's like, guys, you don't need to be this extra. But they do.
Oh no, I have a really bad one.
Okay.
So one of my main goals in life as a podcaster is to take up the helm of Aubrey Gordon and talk about how keto is dumb as hell unless if you're epileptic. People who do keto drink like butter coffee.
I've had that before.
Why?
This is like the bulletproof coffee thing, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I had it before when I was doing I was going to say a lot about what my life was like in college. When I was doing like a hackathon, and then there was like, and then somebody was handing out like samples of bulletproof coffee because this was a time period where that was like new and exciting. And sometimes my mom does bulletproof coffee because she's that sort of person.
That's a mom.
It's not good. Don't get that either.
You just put butter in coffee and that's like keto, but unfortunately assigned BTS.
Oh, because butter?
Yeah.
Oh man, no, I feel like BTS is like an Americano because that's the classic Korean drink. Like an iced Americano.
What does it say that the classic Korean drink is an iced Americano?
It means that they have taste. It's good.
It is. So true. God, what other bands exist?
What other bands exist?
It's the Olivia Rodrigo drink.
Olivia Rodrigo's drink is a Frappuccino because she's a teenager.
Oh, yeah. Well, no, she's 20 now,
Well,
so...
like before then, you know. What's the Taylor Swift drink? I feel like that's a frappuccino. That's definitely a frapp. That's a pumpkin spice latte. Like, I'm sorry.
The Taylor Swift drink is whatever you drink when you sue a 19-year-old.
I think that's probably still a pumpkin spice latte.
I have just, like, I'm upset that people are, like, making this whole beef between Olivia Rodrigo and Taylor Swift, but I also think that Olivia did nothing wrong, and I'm upset that she is being scrutinized in this way.
See, I don't even know what's going on because I'm so out of the loop on the pop culture. Okay, yeah. Lay it on me.
So, do you know the song Deja Vu by Olivia Rodrigo?
Yeah.
Do you know the song Cruel Summer by Taylor Swift?
Also, yeah.
Taylor Swift sued Olivia Rodrigo for royalties because they're similar.
Oh, okay, that's interesting. Yeah, no, that actually happens not a decent amount in, like, copyright law, but, like, a regular amount.
Like the part that's like, I'm drunk in the back of the car, and then strawberry ice cream in Malibu.
But, like, the thing is, there's only, like, so many chords. Like,
I know!
People try to do this every once in a while, and it's, like, it's really hard to prove that you're copying some guy, because there's just, like, there's only so much music to be musicked. I'm describing this horribly, because I was not actually prepared to talk about copyright law in relation to music copyright, but this happens. Like, I studied in law school, my professor, shout out to Balganesh, showed us a YouTube video that really demonstrated that every song is the same song.
It is.
Maybe this means that, like, every musician would have the same drink. No, that was nothing.
No, but this is internet culture because this has been happening. Like, we didn't plan to talk about this, but I can go off about this. Because Olivia Rodrigo's new album came out, and because there was this copyright issue with Cruel Summer and Taylor Swift on Sour, her first album, now people are taking Guts, her new album, and then people keep being like, oh my god, doesn't this, like, 5-second clip sounds like this 5-second clip from this Miley Cyrus song? And it's like, guys, fuck off.
Yeah, no, pop music is just, like, there's only so much of it. There's, like, four chords.jpg.
Yeah, but then what's also interesting is that people think that the Olivia Rodrigo song Vampire is about Taylor Swift. Like, if we think about the lyrics, blood sucker, fame fucker, bleeding me dry like a goddamn vampire. Taylor Swift got, like, so much money from Deja Vu by Olivia Rodrigo. She's bleeding her dry. I'm kind of an anti-Taylor Swift Olivia Rodrigo truther, but I know I'm objectively wrong and that, like, people need to chill.
I feel like I'm good, like, on an objective level, I don't really give a shit about any of that. On an anthropological level, this is fascinating.
But yeah, and then also Paramore got a writing credit on Good For You.
I didn't know that Paramore was still, like, doing stuff.
Oh yeah, they are.
Yeah. Cool.
Yeah, but then now I've seen people make, like, another meme where they take clips of Olivia Rodrigo songs and then play songs that are, like, nothing like it, and they're like, oof, get your lawyers ready, Olivia.
Okay, that's pretty good. Yeah, you know, honestly, I feel like the end game of every lawsuit is memes.
Yeah.
Hey, I feel like this is a good segue to talking about the celebrity strike stuff. Yeah, so, like, speaking of celebrities and doing actions, wow, that was nothing. The problem is that I get so self-conscious about our segues, and I know that nobody really gives a shit. But basically, a bunch of celebrities are auctioning off some real random shit.
I feel like we should talk first about the elephant in the room of Tau Techno Mechanicus.
Oh, God. Okay. Yes, let's talk about Tau Techno Mechanicus. Or perhaps it's just Techno Mechanicus?
Yeah.
So this is, as one might guess from the name, another Elon baby. Another Musk baby. Another Grusk baby, even.
Actually, Isabel, you paint a word picture of a phone call you received
oh my God.
on
Okay,
Saturday afternoon.
Saturday afternoon, I was at, like, a brewery with some of my friends after a birthday party because I have a social life. It's shocking to me as well. And we're just, like, sitting there waiting for beer to happen. And Amanda calls me, and I'm like, you know what? This might be funny. And then she calls me, and then she's like, and at first I don't know what she's talking about. And then I'm like, holy fuck. Elon baby.
I think you picked up and I screamed, new baby just dropped.
Yes, that's what you did. You screamed, and I was like, what the fuck are you talking? And then I realized, oh my God. And then there's, like, 6 dudes around me who are like, what the fuck is Isabel talking about? Because I was also sitting in the middle of this table and, like, having this, like, incredible reaction to, like, What new baby? Oh my god, new Musk baby? Like really loudly in this brewery because I was really excited.
Yeah.
And then you said like Techno Mechanicus, and then I was like, Techno Mechanicus? Because like his name is Techno Mechanicus.
Yeah. And apparently he goes by Tao.
Yeah, so here's the lowdown on Techno Mechanicus. Techno Mechanicus is another Grusk baby, another secret Grusk baby. There's 2 of them now. Baby Y and Techno Mechanicus. Techno Mechanicus' name may be Tao Techno Mechanicus, or it may be Techno Mechanicus. Nicknamed Tao, because apparently Elon said the former on Twitter, and I did go look at the tweet, he did say that it is Tao Techno Mechanicus, but there is a book that says, like, there's a new book coming out about Elon, a biography. I'm not going to mention his name because I don't think we should give the guy more visibility. We give him enough of that.
I'm so happy that I have a healthy work environment in which no one at work has asked me to read this book.
Yo, my, like, boyfriend was like, hey, you should read this. So I don't know what that says about him.
Oh, no.
It's fucked up.
What? Oh, God. He did.
Well, he didn't say I should read it, but he was like, hey, this exists. And that's how I knew about this.
Oh, okay. Well, okay. If he was like, hey, you should read this good book, I'd be like...
No, but I said I'd probably read it, and then he was like, I'd probably borrow it from you if you did. And I'm like, okay.
Oh, no.
It's okay. He listens to a Goldman Sachs podcast while running. There's a lot wrong with him.
Oh, God. That, honestly, that says a lot about him. Also, does he listen to Joe Rogan?
No, I don't think so.
Okay, I've had multiple friends who have told me that their boyfriends listen to Joe Rogan, quote unquote, because he has good guests.
That's... Just dump the man right there.
Well, one of them did dump the man. The other one did not dump the man, and I think I do really like him as a person, aside from that.
I think men are entitled to, like, one little problematic character trait, but it can't be too problematic. It can just be a little bit problematic.
But, like, I thought this was an isolated incident that, like, the one friend's boyfriend listened to Joe Rogan.
No, I feel like with Joe Rogan, like, do you know what I mean? Where, like, all the male role models suck shit?
Yeah, well, what about Gerard Way?
He's baby girl. Say no more. He's also not podcasting, so, like, I would listen to him podcast.
About... See, this is why we love John and Hank Green. You know what?
What?
I feel like I need to make a formal apology because I feel like I've been, I've clowned on the McElroys sometimes, and you know what? Compared to the other male podcasters that are out there, I think the McElroys are wonderful, and I apologize to them.
You know, they're never gonna hear this. They're never gonna hear this.
But the point being, so... This is episode 74, and I believe on episode 47 of Wow If True, when we found out that there kept being more secret Elon babies. Because then he also had twins with, like, one of
his executives, and it was, like, an IVF thing, because she wanted... But, like, still weird. You shouldn't do that. I hope he doesn't do that again, but...
Yeah, kind of weird, but... So, we made a bet about... Are there more Elon secret babies? And I said, yes, there are. And then you, I think just because there was only one other option, said, no, there's not. However, the terms of the bet was that it had to be within the next year we had to learn about another secret Elon baby. Unfortunately, this episode was published in July 2022. It is now September 2023. More than 1 year has elapsed, and thus I have lost the bet.
Woo!
So now I have to buy Isabel brunch. And I'm just pissed about this, because I was right!
You were right! However, you were wrong about the timing. And that's the technicalities that are gonna force you to buy me brunch in Philadelphia next time I'm there.
Yeah, and I don't know why I was the one who was, like, within the next year.
Yeah, you were the one that said that. Like, you were the one that was like, I admire the optimism. However, you honestly were pretty close. We're in September now. It's, like, not that far away.
It's, like, I'm proud, but I'm also, like, I'm proud that I was right.
Okay, anyway, do we think that... So, something I've been thinking about in relation to this, though, is Grimes a good liar or a bad liar? So, when Baby Y was exposed, she gave no sign of there being another one, you know?
I think they're just kind of being weird. So should we make another bet of
There can't be another Grusk baby.
Is there going to be another secret baby by September 16th, 2024?
I think there will be another secret baby. This time I'm going to take the, yes, there will be a secret baby. I'm not saying it's going to be a Grusk baby, but I will say it's a Musk baby.
All right. I would bet yes, but just to be divisive, I'm going to say no.
Okay. The pact is sealed.
Handshake.
Handshake. Virtual handshake.
Virtual handshake. And then maybe this time, instead of betting brunch, let's bet lunch.
Oh, we're just gonna work our way up.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay, I like that. Alright, lunch, September 16th, 2023.
2024.
Fuck.
September 16th, 2023 is today.
Yeah, we got like 12 hours to find out if there's another baby.
Oh, we're almost at the 21st night of September.
Oh, man.
Damn, shout out to Demi Ajijiwibe. He used to make those videos.
Those were
that
good.
Are like, yeah. But I'm really proud of him for stopping because I feel like it was slowly driving him crazy.
I mean, they were getting more elaborate. Like, they were... Anyway, wait, we have to talk about how Techno Mechanicus sounds like a supervillain name. Like, I feel like we've been really, like, skirting the derangedness of Techno Mechanicus because it sounds like a ancient Roman supervillain.
It seems like it's less deranged to us solely because the other names are, like, XAE12.
True. Like, this one you can pronounce.
Yeah, like, this one is, like, letters.
This one is, like, almost words, even. But, like, he sounds like a space Roman dictator. Like, in the year, like, 3000, Techno Mechanicus, first of his name, ascended immortal.
Did you say Roman dictator?
Yeah. You know I did.
So, Isabel, how often do you think about the Roman Empire?
Honestly, like, a couple times a week.
You're a man.
Okay, in my defense, I took, like, a lot of Latin. I took, like, a lot of classics courses.
Can you ask, unnamed boyfriend how often he thinks about the Roman Empire?
I already did. He said a couple times a month.
Okay.
But, like, he was actually kind of on the low end of thinking about the Roman Empire. I did poll, like, most of my guy friends about this because... You do want to explain the meme while I look up what people are telling me about the Roman Empire?
Yes. So, basically, there was this meme that... I think in, like, August, someone posted a video that was like, you'd be surprised how often the men in your life think about the Roman Empire. And then everyone was like, what? And then I think only in the last, like, week or so, it's become a thing that, like, women are asking their boyfriends or husbands, or also just, like, men in your life.
I asked so many men in my life, Amanda. I asked, like, every man in my life.
Yeah, so we're just asking people how often they think about the Roman Empire. And, because, like, I would say I think about it maybe, like, twice a month.
That's about on par with unnamed boyfriend.
Me, handshake meme, unnamed boyfriend.
Wait, okay, so here's what people I polled, the boys that I polled, said about Roman Empire thoughts. So I think the average was about 2 or 3 times a week. I'm just gonna quote them even though they don't know they're gonna be on the pod. I think it's fine.
Yeah.
I'm not going to use any names because, like, I feel like that's a lot. Okay, boy 1. I play a ton of Civ, so I'm not sure if that counts, but I will semi-regularly get into a pretty deep rabbit hole about Rome. Second boy. I think about Rome not a huge amount. I definitely think about ancient China and the Abbasids a lot more. Third boy. 2 or 3 times a week, yeah. Fourth boy. So much. Another line. Truly. Another line. Not even a bit. Number 4, I'm thinking about doing a presentation on Carthage.
I did a Carthage Model UN thing in high school.
And then another boy 5. At least once a fiscal year quarter, I think about the trial of Marcus Caelius Rufus, charged with the murder of Dio and Turalia in 56 BC. And then 20 minutes later, he shows how I have it in my calendar. And then he does have a calendar reminder for the Pro-Calio trial.
What the fuck? Why are men think...
No, this boy also took classics. That makes more sense.
Yeah. I asked a friend who minored in classics, and he said, not that often, really. Why are you the third person to ask me this question in the last 24 hours? And then I asked the famous Sam Reiser of the podcast music, and he said... You are the second person to ask me that today, in all caps, and then sent me a screenshot of his best friend, who was a really cool lesbian, saying, how often do you think about the Roman Empire? Well, and he says, not a Roman Empire guy, TBH, never became one of my fixations. However, this guy does think extremely often about, like, Lenin.
That's like Roman Empire in like fixations.
Yeah, I feel like you have Roman Empire guys and you have like Lenin guys.
Yeah. And the last two boys who said things was, anyways, I think about the Roman Empire on a daily basis, parentheses, derogatory. And then he amended it with, well, I don't think about the Roman Empire on a daily basis, but I think about at least one or two Romans. I'm not pondering the empire as a whole. I was also very offended that India was not included in that poll, because there was like a poll going around. And then the last boy was, I thought about the Roman Empire approximately never until I kept hearing this question, LMAO.
Oh, so we are skewing the data. I also texted my brother this, and he said, you're like 3 weeks behind, and then sent me a tweet where he said, I'm gonna make a Roman Empire joke at work today. Book it. Which, I don't know what that means.
I don't know what that means either.
Yeah. And then I said, no, it's a meme. And he said, I know it's a meme. Are you mansplaining the Roman Empire to me? And I said, yes.
So I feel like this is actually a lot more... I don't... was this more or less Roman Empire than you were expecting from people?
I feel like there are some that I was like, damn, people do be thinking about the Roman Empire. But I think this also came up because people were like, what's the girl equivalent? Like, you know how there's like Greek mythology girls?
Mm-hmm. No, I think it's still the Roman Empire.
All right.
No, I think it's I think the girl equivalent. Oh God, we're creating gender on this podcast. No, I do kind of think it's like Greek mythology, or This Is Not a Place of Honor, or like not even mythology, but like the Iliad. What I guess I'm saying is that Greece is a woman and Rome is a man. I don't fucking know.
Damn, you just invented gender on our podcast. You know what else I've been thinking about a lot? This is a segue.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I don't know. What have you been thinking a lot?
HBO Girls.
So I don't actually know anything about what HBO Girls is, other than that you're like occasionally obsessed with it. So can you explain this to me?
Well, so I thought it was appropriate to talk about this currently. One, because I just finished a rewatch of HBO Girls. Two, because to support the actors and writers strikes, there are celebrities that are auctioning off like things people can buy to support the strike. Mm-hmm. See, now that I open this up, I'm like, oh shit, you can pay $2,000 to have a virtual conversation with Rachel Bloom.
Yeah, dude, it's like there's a...
However, I wouldn't do that because I did once send... I don't know if I'd said this on the podcast. This happened like recently. I sent Rachel Bloom fan mail and she responded.
I love that. I also don't know who Rachel Bloom is.
Oh, man. Jewish icon. She's from, like, she wrote and acted and directed Crazy Ex-Girlfriend and Insane Show. Love it. And then she did, like, a one-woman comedy show that was basically about, like, grief, but it was a comedy show. And as someone who has been experiencing the grief, I was like, hell yeah, this rocks. And I sent her fan mail and was like, hell yeah, this rocks. Because I think, like, when people talk about grief, they make it very sad, but I think there is this very, I don't know, I think I just cope with absurdly sad things through humor, which I don't think is that uncommon, so I appreciate when other people do too. But anyway, so Rachel Bloom is on there. Love Rachel Bloom, unironically, but Lena Dunham is also on here a lot.
There's a lot of weird shit. So I guess we're just talking about the auction to benefit the strike first, because now we're here, we're talking about it, we have it open. Basically a bunch of celebrities are auctioning off, I would call them experiences.
Yeah.
To support the strike, and it's stuff like, so some of it's like normal shit, some of it's like 20 minutes and 20 questions with filmmaker and actress Maggie Gyllenhaal. But it's also, Natasha Lyonne will help you solve the New York Times Sunday crossword, which 45 people have bidded for, and it is currently at $5,100.
Yeah, and then there's Lena Dunham will paint a mural in your home.
Like what? I like...
19 bids, $5,100, plus $9.65 shipping.
I like the one that's... So they added a new one, which I'm excited about, which is Exquisite Corpse Drawing, Zoom, with Charlie Day and Mary Elizabeth Ellis. Which is like, that's just weird.
Wonderful.
There's also...
Weird Hawaiian shirt signed by Daniel Radcliffe and Weird Al with DVD and CD.
Yeah, they also are like doing stuff, which is good. Watercolor portrait of your dog by John Lithgow. That's also pretty good. Also, Adam Scott walks your dog for 1 hour. LA-based doggies only. 32 people have bidded on that.
But yeah, also as you pointed out, like, how must it feel to be a celebrity who, like, no one has bid on your thing?
Right, like, I was thinking about this because you can see how many bids are here and how much the current bid is right now. So it's very much like what if you're the one celebrity that nobody wants to hang out with?
Yeah, I lost it now, but there was one person who, like, no one bid yet.
Oof. Oh, there's one that has 5 bids, and that one's kind of rough. There's also one that's 8 bids. Oh, there's one person with 1 bid, which is West Hollywood Bar Crawl with Dolly DeLeon, limited time offer, 1 night only, 10-6. Which is, I think that's also new because I don't remember seeing this. I think they've been adding more stuff. But yeah, like, I like that celebrities are doing this because I think it's funny, and I think the weirdness of it makes it go viral and makes more people more likely to bid on it, which is good for strikes. It's also fun because I feel like this is internet culture because people have started making memes based on this. Like, yes. Based on, like, what they, like, not even, like, want to see, but would think would be funny to see. Or, like, based on, like, other pop culture stuff.
Oh, yeah. So I'm in a Twitter group message with a bunch of journalists called Recovering Leaks, which I just really love that it's, like, the power in this Recovering Leaks group chat is vast, and yet we're just sending Glee memes. But one of them is Jonathan Groff performs Bohemian Rhapsody during your labor.
Have you seen the one that Leah Michelle tries to read to you?
God, I love Glee.
Other good ones are 1 hour Ouija board session with Betty Davis. And varnish a cabinet with David Lynch. So it's a good meme format, and I hope it sticks around. And I hope they keep putting up more things for auction. I'm not going to bid on any of them, no matter how much I want to.
Yeah, because I don't need to spend $2,000 to talk to Rachel Bloom because she responds to my fan mail.
Exactly, you're getting this shit for free.
Exactly. But this is just a great way for me to talk about HBO Girls because Lena Dunham is involved.
Oh my god. Okay, fine. Tell me, what is HBO... Why are you obsessed with HBO Girls? Because I feel like you've rewatched it like twice in like the last 2 years.
Oh no, I rewatched it once, but okay, so this is a show, the genre is cringe comedy. It aired between April 15th, 2012 and April 16th, 2017. It is a show that is essentially supposed to be like millennial Sex in the City, but it's also on HBO, so it's very like, they are simply just always having like graphic sex.
Cool.
That's not super relevant to the show, but it's just like,
it's there.
Watching it is a very uncomfortable experience because all of a sudden, like, none of the sex is supposed to be like sexy sex. It's just like weird sex.
Okay.
But so it's a show. It's like 4 girls. There's Hannah, played by Lena Dunham, who's like a really, really annoying writer.
Oh, so like every other writer.
They all went to Oberlin because Lena Dunham went to Oberlin, and she also was like at school while my friend, but my former boss turned friend, Allie Katz, was at Oberlin. So I feel like when Girls was airing while we were in college and while I was working for Allie Katz, who went to Oberlin with Lena Dunham. So I feel like we would talk about like Lena Dunham and HBO Girls, like not a weird amount, but it would just come up when like we would be talking about like, oh, like this is a normal thing to talk about at like a job with a bunch of writers. Who do you think from our year is going to become super famous like Lena Dunham did when Allie was in college? Which I don't know if anyone has become super famous yet from our era.
I think we just don't know them. I feel like somebody for sure... There are so many people at Penn. Somebody must be super famous and we just don't know who they are.
Then again, we also went to school with a Trump and a Biden.
Oh, do you think they hoarded the fame for themselves?
Maybe.
That's fucked up.
Yeah, it is Tiffany Trump.
I think if I'm not the famous one from our college, I mean, I don't know. I was going to say kill Tiffany Trump, and then I was like, I can't say that on public media.
The FBI shows up to your house.
Yeah, exactly. It's like, you can't say that shit.
Yeah. So, like, I don't know. HBO Girls is just so weird of a show.
Well, okay, so, like, what about HBO Girls has you talking about it right now?
A really great thing I've been doing in life is aforementioned Roman Empire agnostic Sam Reiser, who made our podcast music. I keep just making him watch HBO Girls with me.
Okay.
Because he's one of those guys that'll just kind of, like, go with it and then be like, why did I do that? And it's really easy to convince him to do stupid shit, like watch HBO Girls with me. And then he's like, oh my god, that's Kylo Ren fucking.
Kylo Ren can't fuck.
Adam Driver is, like, one of the main characters in Girls.
I didn't know
this
that.
Was, like,
what the fuck?
Oh, yeah. And this was, like, one of his, like, breakthrough roles.
What?
And he plays this absolute weirdo who's also named Adam, who, in the beginning of the show, he is, like, main character Hannah's, like, hookup, who is always just, like, saying weird shit during sex. Like, one time he was like, would you fuck a 4-year-old me?
Regular things to say. Cool and regular.
Yeah. Like, it's just some weird shit happening. Like, he's just a total weirdo in this show. And then, like, there's another great scene where Marnie, who, unfortunately, I think I'm a Marnie. Marnie just tries really, really hard and is just, like, really, really earnest, but so cringe. Like, she is the definition of chuggy, and she is Hannah's best friend. And she's been dating this guy, Charlie, for, like, all through college, and he's just so nice to her. And she's just like, I'm so tired of him. He's too nice. And then they break up. It's very dramatic. And then he ends up, like, founding a startup that gets, like, tons of money, and then they have a party, and she's just going crazy. So then she, like, shows up at the party, and then just with no one's permission is like, I'm gonna sing a song dedicated to Charlie for this success. And then she does, like, a slowed down a cappella version of Stronger by Kanye West. Work it, make it, do it, makes us smarter. I don't know the lyrics.
I was going to cut you off at some point before this because I was going to be like, Amanda, you're just describing HBO Girls to me on our podcast. But then you started singing. And I was like, I gotta let this ride.
I don't have a lot to say about HBO Girls except that just, what a fucking crazy show. I just have to acknowledge it and just say that I've watched HBO Girls.
My brother in Christ, this is nothing.
Well, I do have something, which is also that our friend Maya, freshman year of college, pirated HBO Girls on Penn Wi-Fi and then got caught, and then as punishment had to write a letter about why piracy is bad, and she just wrote it about how piracy is bad because she didn't like HBO Girls anyway because it's too white, which is a very, very true thing. There are only white people in HBO Girls, and this was, like, a big criticism of it when it came out, and it is a correct criticism, but that's also just, like, it's fucking insane that she made this show about people in New York and there are no black people.
Sorry, I have, like, nothing funny to say to that. Yeah, correct.
Yeah, but I don't know, it's just, like, this was such a specific cultural moment where everyone, like, hate-watched this show. Like, I feel like it was on air so much because everyone was just hate-watching it.
See, the thing is that, like, I never watched any of this show, and I know nothing about it, so I'm very much like, huh. This is, like, you know that thing where you, like, a whole cultural moment passes you by? It's like, huh, neat.
Yeah.
Yeah. My roommate also got one of those, hey, write an essay, stop fucking pirating things. But when I was pirating and got caught, they didn't make me write an essay. They were just like, hey, you stop that. Like, are you sure?
Hey, you know what you did wrong.
Yeah, and I was kind of surprised later that, like, they didn't ask me to write an essay, and I'm like, did I not? Because I think they thought it was a mistake from my account. But then it's like, did something about me seem like somebody who wouldn't pirate media?
Damn. Well,
anyway,
you know what you can pirate is the Stoner Cats animated series.
You know, none of those words are in the Bible. Well, maybe cats. All right, what's... All right, okay, back to NFTs. You know, I feel like we were talking a lot about NFTs, like, early 2021. And...
Because a lot of stuff was happening with them.
I know, but, like, I'm kind of... I was happy that we stopped talking about it because it was like, oh, thank God it's over. But then, now it's back. Why is it back?
It's back because now the SEC is like, hey, guys, that was weird. And so Ashton Kutcher and Mila Kunis, they're also in the news for other reasons, but we don't even have to get into that. They made Stoner Cats NFTs, which is an animated series. These NFTs sold for, I think, like $800 or so, and there were like 10,000 of them, maybe? I forget the exact numbers, not super relevant. If you buy the NFT, you can watch episodes of Stoner Cats, which is this show that it's an animated series. They had like Chris Rock and Jane Fonda in it. The premise is that cats get into their owner's stash of medical marijuana and then get really high and do hijinks.
You know, catnip exists. That's all. We didn't need to make Weed 2 for cats.
Weed 2.
The sequel to Weed.
But, so the SEC sued, or not sued, but they fined Mila Kunis and that production company this week because they decided that the Stoner Cats NFTs are unregistered securities.
Okay. Like, I guess.
Yeah, so basically, a security is something that, like, you can feasibly make a return on your investment.
Yeah, it's stocks.
So, yeah, so, like, when you buy stocks, there will be a thing that's, like, a disclosure statement. Like, hey, you might make money, you also might lose money. But that, if you have an unregistered security, then you don't have to, like, abide by certain guidelines. So now the SEC is saying that a lot of NFT projects were unregistered securities. And I think this is really funny in part because I always think it's funny when, like, legal documents have, like, words that are, like, Stoner Cats in them. But I do think it's interesting that, like, it's been, like, a little over 2 years since the big NFT craze, and now we're starting to see, like, legal action being taken because people realize that they wasted a fuck ton of money on a Stoner Cat NFT.
Yeah, I mean, it's not surprising it took a couple of years. I feel like usually the SEC is a little bit behind in catching up with, like, weird hijinks, quote unquote. And not really their fault, just kind of, there's a lot of weird hijinks and a lot of people trying to do schemes and antics. And also, like, NFTs are fucking, like, objectively, NFTs are weird. And also just, like, nobody's gonna raise a lot of questions if things seem to be going well, is kind of what I've noticed. And they will only raise the questions when things start to go bad. And I feel like NFTs have hit the zone where people are like, wait a minute, this is stupid.
Yeah.
You know, if this had been 2 years ago, the auction would have had NFTs in it.
Oh, yeah, for sure. I think what was also funny about this is that in the document from the SEC, they were trying to prove that Stoner Cats was promising people that they would get a return. Mm-hmm. So they're, like, citing memes, like, in the document. So they cited a Galaxy Brain meme that the Stoner Cats account posted 2 years ago that was like, small brain, sell ETH for fiat. Bigger brain, hold through the dip. Big brain, buy more ETH and sweep the Stoner Cats floor.
That's you just led with that. I'm just imagining some, like, 50-year-old man at the SEC scrolling through these memes trying to figure out whether they're promising returns.
Yeah, and I think also, like, part of why this was particularly flagged as an unregistered security is because it was, like, the kind of NFT where when it gets resold, the original owner gets a royalty. Mm. So the idea was that, like, if you get it on the ground floor and then Stoner Cats becomes, like, the new, like, big thing, then whenever someone wants to watch it, then you get a royalty from them watching it. Mm-hmm. I also think it's just really interesting that part of the big promise of these crypto projects was because, like, it was, like, giving stuff back to the people, mm-hmm. but in the end, the people lost money, and now the SEC has to be like, hey, Mila Kunis, give us $1 million that we can give to people that you scammed.
I mean, it's very, like, how would I say it, pyramid scheme, like, overall. Like, yeah. Most NFTs had a stench of that a little bit. Because, like, I mean, because some people are going to make great returns on it, like early adopters in a lot of cases, and then it was basically like, hey, look at how good this went. You should do it. Random person who doesn't know what's going on, and the random person who doesn't know what's going on would be like, perhaps that's a good idea. And then they would lose money. And, yeah, I mean, to extremely broaden the way that it worked.
I also think that it's interesting that the SEC specifically is cracking down on celebrity endorsed projects. Like Kim Kardashian had to pay $1.25 million last year because she did a brand deal with a crypto company and didn't disclose it as like obviously as she should have.
I wonder if it's just easier to go after celebrities than it is to go after like tech.
Maybe.
And also it's like it's a very visible thing to do that maybe it provides a signal in the market for like, hey, you stop that shit. I don't know, I'm just speculating.
A fun quote from the director of SEC's Division of Enforcement is, regardless of whether your offering involves beavers, chinchillas, or animal-based NFTs, under federal security laws, it's the economic reality of the offering, not the labels you put on it or the underlying objects, that guides the determination of what's an investment contract and therefore security.
Why were those the animals he chose?
Beavers, chinchillas, or animal-based NFTs.
Like, why beavers and chinchillas?
Yeah, well, yeah, so anyway, that was Securities Law Corner, and...
this was not legal advice, but also don't buy NFTs, it's 2023.
Yeah.
Should we talk about, like, sad men? Sad men in their sad beige room. So another thing that's going viral, I feel like this week has been a lot of us just talking about, like, here's the thing that went viral, and here's what we think about it.
That is kind of our podcast.
I know, but, like, I feel like this time it's been a lot of, like, weird little disparate things, which I'm not mad about. It's just funny that these were all kind of in the same 2 weeks.
Yeah.
So I think the sad beige men in the sad beige room, it's kind of the opposite of, like, the Roman Empire men. Because the Roman Empire men have something they're passionate about, you know, they care about something. But basically, a photo on Twitter went viral, which is just, how would I say it? It is office workers in Midtown in a Chipotle looking at their phones while they eat their Chipotle bowl. It is a very sad beige Chipotle, and the men are all kind of wearing the same shirt, like the same like Midtown office worker shirt, no vests, it's not vest season yet, and they're all kind of like looking at their phones and doing phone things while, I don't know, maybe they're reading about the Roman Empire while...
Oh, that'd be a good crossover.
It'd be a good crossover while eating a Chipotle. And then the discourse surrounding this meme is basically, is this hell or is this not? You know what I mean? Like, that's the vibe I got from it. I don't know if you have a different perspective on what people were saying.
No, it's interesting because some people were retweeting this and being like, damn, capitalism is hell. And then some people were like, when you work in Midtown, sometimes you need to eat lunch and this is what you do. And it's nice to, like, have a break from people when you're in your office with people all day.
Yeah. So, and, like, honestly, I think both are valid. As someone who works in Midtown and does eat lunch, here are my hot takes about this. First of all, this is they must be eating lunch at a weird time because in Midtown, basically every lunch spot will fill up, like, aggressively fast with people trying to pick up their lunch orders or ordering lunch, and it takes fucking forever. If you go to like a Sweet Green or a Honey Grow or some shit like that, or like whatever you're going to, fucking fast casual quote unquote, there will be like a swarm of like finance bros and like women in heels and like wearing like, you know, business gear and also like regular clothes. It's like people are regular, trying to pick up their goddamn salad bowl or their goddamn Chipotle bowl or whatever, and only if the place is really shitty, really out of the way, or you're at a weird time, would it be this deserted. The second thing is, I kind of love that they're wearing all the same shirt, and this is kind of, yeah, there's only one shirt. Like, honestly, like, I feel like it's fine to eat lunch. Like, Midtown kind of sucks, but you have to eat lunch. I'm kind of on team, you kind of gotta eat lunch in Midtown if you work there.
I think it's just interesting how much, like, angst this spurred.
Yeah, I think it speaks to a larger cultural preoccupation with how miserable working is, if that makes sense. Like, I'm thinking about, like, The Office, Severance, like, a lot of, like, media about working and how, like, dystopian it is, and I think something about this photo made it look incredibly dystopian.
And it is.
Yeah, and I think it's just, like, honestly, I think it's the color scheme. That's my hot take. I think the color scheme is doing a lot of work here. It's very beige.
Art historical analysis of the sad beige men in the sad beige room. Mm-hmm. You should paint it.
An oil painting of the sad beige men in a sad beige room. Wait, can I say one last thing before we leave?
Go for it.
So the one last thing is that what I've been preoccupied this entire time we've been recording is how the fuck am I going to get rid of this non-frappuccino munchkin monster drink situation? It's too liquid to throw out. It's too solid. to put down the drain. I think I may end up putting it in the toilet. I'm gonna go figure this out anyway. Stay tuned for 2 weeks to find out how I disposed of this really bad drink. It's like fine. Like you shouldn't buy it. There's better things to do with your money, but it's fine.
We have such a good podcast.
If you like this episode, tell a friend. Word of mouth is how we grow. Thank you to all of our patrons, and shout out specifically to Zoe, Bray, Andromeda, Thea, Brian, Gabriel, Lada, Matt, Max, my sugar daddy Sam, and Era's husband. If you want your name in the above or our Twitter header, slide right into our Patreon at patreon.com/wowoftrue. Shout out to audio editors Allison Mills and David Newtown, graphic designer and Canva warlock Eric Silver, who made our logo, Sam Reiser, who made our podcast music, and Tessa Farrer, who is transcribing our episodes. You can find us on Twitter as @WowofTruePod and Instagram and Facebook as @WowofTrue. How's your 15 seconds of internet fame? Slide right into our Twitter DMs and tell us about it. And until next time, let's get weird on the internet.
Work it, make it, do it, makes us smarter. I don't know the lyrics.